Our Mika is a young pro wrestler hailing from Japan. First appearing in Street Fighter Alpha 3, this exuberant superstar is always ready to kick some butt. Mika falls under the archetype of a grappler whose main attacks are command throws. Most grapplers in fighting games are associated with slow movement, but Mika is more of a mobile grappler. In Street Fighter V, Mika gains additional wrestling moves to add to her repertoire, such as a giant swing and a stunner. She also has V-triggers that call in her tag team partner, Nadeshiko, to act like an assist-type mechanic, making her one of the more volatile characters in the game. Mika has various normals that look weird on the surface, but play an integral part in her gameplay. One of her more powerful normals is Standing Medium Punch. This is Mika's main combo starter, so you'll see this more often than the others. One of Mika's more unorthodox-looking normals is her Lady Mika. This may seem like a bad move on the surface, but it has many benefits. On hit, it launches the opponent in the air, allowing for follow-ups. It also has crush counter properties for extra damage, and it can even act as a pressure tool in certain situations. The opponent can't punish Lady Mika on block, so don't hesitate to use this move. Mika has many prevalent EX moves that each have a unique purpose, but her most versatile EX move is EX Shooting Peach. This is one of the faster EX specials in Street Fighter V, and travels quite far. Apart from ending combos, Mika can use the EX Peach as an anti-projectile tool due to the armored properties to punch through projectiles and start her offense. EX Peach can also punish moves that prove to be difficult to punish for most characters. The major thing to note here is that if EX Peach is blocked, then Mika is extremely punishable, so she must be mindful of where she uses this move. To further highlight Mika's wrestling prowess, she can perform a monologue via her V-Skill 1, Heated Mic Performance. What the microphone does is give a damage boost to any move in Mika's arsenal that's a throw. The longer the speech goes on, the more powerful the next throw will be, in which there's a visual indication when she speaks. During the speech, Mika gains armored properties to sort of act as a shield while speaking. The microphone also allows Mika to combo into her command throws, Brimstone and Rainbow Typhoon, which both have different uses. One of the most enjoyable things about Mika is her V-triggers. Her V-trigger 1, Come On Nadeshiko, is a multi-purpose V-trigger that can be called from 3 different directions: above, in front, or behind her. If Mika holds the V-trigger buttons, then Nadeshiko will come out at a later time, allowing Mika to capitalize on the fear of her partner and force some nasty situations. Mika's V-trigger 2, Steel Chair, works differently to the first. If she presses the buttons, then Nadeshiko will come out and toss a steel chair at the opponent. This helps with pressure sequences and combos, but if Mika holds the V-trigger, then Nadeshiko will run on screen and attempt to swing the chair at the opponent. This allows for even crazier situations in V-trigger 1 and creates a lot of scramble situations. So if you want chaos, then pick the steel chair. Mika is a good example of the snowball effect. Once she gets close to the opponent, they're forced to make a decision which can potentially go from bad to worse. The universal defensive mechanics of Street Fighter V can stop Mika in her tracks temporarily, but again, once she's in, everyone becomes a victim. If you like agile characters and wrestling, then pick the 7-colored bomber and take a gamble. Rashid, the easygoing Middle Eastern fighter who has a liking for modern technology. Rashid was the second newly introduced character in Street Fighter V, with a fighting style that combines parkour and the ability to manipulate the wind. By using acrobatics to freely move around whilst using wind-powered attacks, Rashid aims to be one of the fastest characters in Street Fighter. Rashid has several ways to pressure his opponents, with Standing Medium Punch being the primary option. This is one of Rashid's most used buttons, as it's his main combo starter, as well as a tool used for opening up opponents. If the Standing Medium Punch hits, then Rashid can look to convert with his kick special, Eagle Spike. Another strong normal Rashid uses is his Crouching Heavy Punch. This is a 2-hitting normal that can be used from relatively far away and acts as a sort of poke. If Rashid is close enough, then he can combo into Eagle Spike, but if the second hit connects as a counter hit, then it will cause a crush counter, allowing Rashid to get a better conversion. However, if Crouching Heavy Punch completely misses the opponent, then he should expect to be punished for his troubles, as it has a ton of recovery. An excellent way for Rashid to keep momentum when applying pressure is by using his EX Whirlwind Shot. Whirlwind Shot is Rashid's projectile, and the EX version is his best EX move. Rashid can cancel into EX Whirlwind Shot from several normals to keep the opponents on their toes. EX Whirlwind Shot is exceptional when used in the corner, as Rashid can really mix up his options courtesy of his wall jump mechanic. But be mindful, as there are multiple ways to deal with the move as it is a projectile. To accentuate how brilliant Rashid's movement is, he can use his V-Skill 1, Front Flip. Rashid launches himself over the opponent to the other side. This is mainly used as a defensive option to get Rashid out of a tight spot. One way for him to use V-Skill 1 is by using EX Whirlwind Shot to get the opponent blocking, then cancel into the front flip. The other version of Rashid's V-Skill 1 is Rolling Assault. Rolling Assault's main use is to deal with projectiles or certain long-range attacks, in which Rashid cancels into Nail Assault for the knockdown. Nail Assault can also be used in combos, mainly in the corner to net some extra damage. Rashid's V-triggers illustrate his win mechanics the best. His V-trigger 1, Issar, summons a giant tornado which has great utility. It can be used as a barrier to allow a safe approach, which in turn creates several opportunities to open up the opponent. Issar also magnifies the speed of his special attacks, Spinning Mixer and Eagle Spike, to make Rashid even more of a threat. Issar has 4 hits of durability and is active for quite a while. However, some characters do have ways to reduce the durability or completely negate the V-trigger, so Rashid needs to keep a close eye on his opponents when the tornado is out. His V-trigger 2, Iziffa, is just as entertaining as Issar. Iziffa powers up his specials, Whirlwind Shot and Eagle Spike. Whirlwind Shot gains an extra hit of durability, and the properties of Eagle Spike slightly change, allowing Rashid to combo into his critical art. Rashid also gains access to a new move called Haboob, a semi-large tornado that travels quickly across the ground. Rashid can cancel into his V-skills from the Haboob, and he gets additional movement buffs upon coming into contact with the wind, similar to his V-Trigger 1 or Whirlwind Shots. Rashid personifies movement with his elusiveness and trickery. On paper, Rashid's toolset barely has any flaws. However, it can be difficult to master Rashid without really investing the time, not to mention he can possibly overextend when unnecessary. If you're a fan of movement, parkour, and love technology, then pick Rashid and soar the skies. Karin Kanzuki, rival to Sakura and head of the Kanzuki Zaibatsu. Somewhat of a fighting genius, Karin prides herself on using Kanzuki-style martial arts, a fighting style she herself created. Her toolset is comprised of strong strikes, throws, and a reversal which allow her to fight just about any opponent. In Street Fighter V, Karin has multiple ways to get her offense started, and with some help from the universal mechanics, Karin can be incredibly tough to counter. Karin has an array of efficient buttons. One of those buttons is her crouching medium punch. This is one of Karin's main pressure tools. She can use this to slowly condition opponents to not move, which allows her to land a throw. If the crouching medium punch hits, however, then Karin can convert into her bread and butter combo and take the opponent closer to the corner. Another party starter for Karin is her crouching medium kick. This is a fast, long-reaching low attack that grants a ton of mileage on hit. This makes it one of the best low attacks in Street Fighter V. If Karin notices that the opponent is standing, then she can cancel into her Tenko from the crouching medium kick quite late. If the crouching medium kick is misspaced though, then Karin will get punished as it's slow on recovery. Despite Karin's buttons having great rewards, they do also carry a fair bit of risk. To further highlight how strong Karin is, she has several great EX moves. One of the more notable ones is her EX Tenko. This is a follow-up from her unique dash, EX Suppo, and is a great entry point for Karin, as it's fantastic at punishing projectiles from full screen, and from the hit, she gets a conversion. EX Tenko is also useful against long-reaching strikes, so a certain archetype will have to be cautious when throwing out attacks to keep Karin at bay. If Karin wants to surprise the opponent, then she can use EX Southpaw to close the gap quickly and set up the strike throw game. Whether used in combos or as a way to get started, EX Tenko was designed to be flexible. Karin's V-triggers are not classed as a comeback factor, but more of a way to create different situations both offensively and defensively. Her V-trigger 1, Kanzuki Ryu Guren no Kata, gives Karin access to a new move called Guren Ken, and from there gives her a plethora of follow-ups. One of the safer follow-ups is the Guren Chochu, an elbow attack that leaves Karin with a slight advantage when blocked, which helps with applying pressure, especially in the corner. Another important option is the Guren Kyoho, which is a unique backdash that Karin can use if she senses the opponent wants to strike back, leaving her in a safe position. Her V-trigger 2, Yasha Gaeshi, grants access to a parry that counters every type of attack. If successful, Karin has the opportunity to land massive damage. She can do this whilst being pressured or cancel into it from special attacks on block to try and catch the opponent off guard. The latter is where you mainly see it. If the parry is unsuccessful, then Karin will be left in a counter-hit state, allowing the opponent to inflict tremendous damage, balancing the risk-reward to this V-trigger. Karin's goal is to beat the opponent through pure fundamentals. Her V-system can feel lackluster compared to others, but that shouldn't take away from the fact that she has one of the strongest ground games in Street Fighter V. Whilst being remarkable on the ground, it can take a while for Karin to get started, especially against characters who have long-reaching attacks. But one crouching medium kick or EX Tenko could turn everything around in the blink of an eye. If you like textbook Street Fighter with a touch of refined elegance, then pick Karin and become the next head of the Kanzuki family. Thank you for watching. These character overviews are made possible by our generous patrons. For $1 a month, you can help support projects like this, and also get bonuses like early access to videos, and your name listed here. Up next is Zangief, Laura, and Dalsim.